I've been in the PlayStation 4 before, but I didn't manage to get myself into the first beta. Luckily, thanks to the help of Twitter user Rod Bill, he said he had an extra US key, and he was generous enough to give it to me. So to you, sir, thank you. So what is Planetside 2? Planetside 2 is an MMO. What I have gathered from playing it myself is that it's like a huge scale capture the objective. There are many objectives in the continent, and all three empires are fighting to gain total control over the continent. Fights against other players can range from 1v1 to 100v100. You're able to fight as infantry, air, and ground vehicle control. So, when you log into the game, you have the chance to join 3 different empires. First of all, we have the New Conglomerate. This guy's basically fight for freedom. Their vehicles are great for speed. Then, we have the Terran Republic. These guys are an authoritarian government and are heavily militarized. Vehicles, they are not very agile, but they can hit hard and take the most damage. And lastly, we have the Vanu Sovereignty. They are a group of people who have found alien technology and believe that the only way of surviving is by acquiring this technology. Their vehicles are way more agile than the vehicles from other empires. Right, so when you first log into the game, you will be sent out to this little island, or this little continent, which is called Coltier. I believe it's basically like a tutorial continent, which shows you like what to do and what's around. So when you first come up close to this, the terminals, it will give you a little tutorial or little information about what it is. If we go into here, this is the world map. If we interact with it, we can see all the other continents. As you can see, we're here in Coltier, which, like I said, is like a tutorial island. Then we have Amarish. Then we have Esmir, probably butchering his names. Then we have Endar, and then we have Hosen. So these are the other 4 continents we will be able to play. Like if you wanted to go now, or you can just stay in Coltier and have a little bit of training. So moving on to the classes in this game, we can go over to the weapons terminal and interact with it. And as you can see, we have Infiltrator, Light Assault. Well, let me explain them. Infiltrator is basically a sniper class. The special ability of this class is that it can cloak, basically can go invisible and, be sneaky about your game. Anyways, we have Light Assault, which is basically the run and gun guy. Next, we have the Combat Medic, which is basically, the medic of the team. Then we have the Engineer, the guy who helps, repair vehicles and any other equipment in the battlefield. Then we have Heavy Assault, which is like, of course, Light Assault, but heavier, packs more punch. And then we have the Max, which is basically a huge exosuit. Anyways, that's it for that. I usually go for Light Assault, so I'm gonna stay with it. So, coming out of the little spawn thing you spawn in, you can go to the left or to the right. Out here you can find vehicle terminals. This one is a aircraft terminal, and this one is a galaxy terminal, which is a specific aircraft. Down there we have a ground vehicle terminal, which we check out later. Here we're going to look at the aircraft terminal. You can interact with it. As you can see, we have a Reaver, we have a Liberator, and we have a Valkyrie. And this have different sorts of speeds, abilities, and how many people it can carry. I know that the Reaver is a solo aircraft, only you can fly it, as in one person can fit in it. The Liberator, there's a pilot, there's a gunner, there's another gunner. There's like different positions that you can get in this aircraft. Anyways, didn't check out the Valkyrie, of course. And then there's the Valkyrie, which I think is like a troop tracker or something, but it also has a gunner position. I don't really play much with it. I've played a little bit on the PC. But yeah, you can come here and explore it yourself once the game is released, or if you have access to beta. Anyways, over here we have the Galaxy Terminal, like I told you before. This is to spawn a specific type of aircraft, which is the Galaxy. This is a transport aircraft, pretty much. It can act also as a spawn beacon when you're in the battlefield. As you can see, it has many gunner positions, and then there's a pilot. And then there's the, seats. Anyways, let me go ahead and see if I can spawn one of these aircrafts. As you can see, it's as easy as going to the terminal and hitting create. Okay, it's my first time flying on the PlayStation, so let me get used to it. and I'll come back to you when I figure out how to fly it. Alright, it takes a little bit to get used to, but it's not too bad. We can use left stick to go left, right, forward, or backwards. Then using the L2 and R2 buttons, you can go up or down. Then using the right stick, you can use it to rotate on the axes. Axi? I don't know. Leave my English alone. Anyways, once you've learned how to fly, that's pretty much it. As for the other buttons, you can use them to shoot. God, that's loud. And yeah, this is the Valkyrie, by the way. You press X in order to go into the third-person mode, as you can see. And yeah, let's move on to the ground vehicles now that you have seen some little bit of air gameplay. As I was respawning, as you can see, here we can see a guy using the max suit. That's what it looks like when it's running. Anyways, let's go on to the ground vehicles for the third time. As you can see, here we have the ground vehicle terminal. So let's access it and see what we have. We have the Flash, which is a quad bike. We have the Surrender, which is like a APC type of thing. It also works as a spawn beacon. Then we have the Lightning, which is like a light type of tank. Then we have the Vanguard, which is a heavier type of tank. And then we have the Harasser, I think. Yeah, which is kind of like a buggy. It holds up to 3 people, that's what I know. Anyways, let's go on and spawn the Surrender so I can show you how it works with the deploying. As you can see, we have now spawned in here. And, okay, driving's a little bit weird. You drive with the sticks, just like you would drive the aircraft. Okay, it's not... Never mind. Alright. So, as you can see, here we have the Surrender. We have enough space for 12 players in this thing. Let me just drive out of the force field in case it won't let me. If you drive far enough into a zone, or let's say there's like a zone that you want to get captured, and you want to see if you can get support from your team, you drive up to it, you stop, and all you do is hit okay, found it, sorry. All you hit is triangle. As you can see, the Surrender deploys. You can no longer move it, but if you exit, you have a weapons terminal here, and it also works as a spawn beacon, like I told you before. Anyways, now that's pretty much, now that we have seen basically what the Planetside 2 basically is, I'm gonna go ahead and switch to live gameplay. So I'll see you there. It's just people watching. I didn't expect anyone to watch. Probably 2 people, but fun. There seems to be a buggy or something outside. What the hell is that guy doing? He doesn't know how to fly. Any game where I get to fly, I actually master that crap. How would that go? Oh, infiltrator, damn it. Alright done. So how powerful are those Revani Sovereignty guns? They're like plasma rifle or something, right? I would believe that everything's like well balanced. Oh, PC, please don't go into sleep. Thank you. They took back C, god darn it. Keep confusing my spot and oh crap, it's tank.
Spotted a hostile infiltrator.
They are really easy to control. Alright. Yeah, that's why they keep killing me. Whoa! What? Should have switched. That's part of their trait. Okay. Seems to be people here. More of the heavy-hitting faction. Yeah, that's what I heard. Or what I've seen in the videos. Is there any vehicle control here? Oh god, there's a guy here. Then I can get up. Caught me by surprise. All you're watching here is death. I know. Sorry. What the hell, PlayStation? You say I have 9 viewers and Twitch says I have 4. Only faction that does. The low rate of fire. Oh, okay, interesting. Where's that best to kill me? That's our friendly. Probably try sniping at some point. Oh, okay, so that's why you recommended it. Guessing it's highest rate of fire gun on the conglomerates, or okay, standing on that was not a good idea. Back off. Let's probably try to take B. I've tried C too many times. Nope. Oh, I killed someone. Win. Ow. I thought you were gonna go the other way. There are 2. I think there's 2. Forgot there was grenades in the game. Rarely used. Turn into action! Nice. Ah, come on! I just jumped in! Stop shooting at me. God! You guys are merciless! Chill out! Nope.